I mean, if we really want to talk about the problem, we have to talk about how Disney's made a lifelike Judy Hopps robot for furries to have sex with.
What?
What?
Yeah. The Disney Imagineers have engineered a Judy Hopps robot for furries to have sex with.
Is the stated goal for them to have sex with it? Or is it
No,
they
but I
made
mean,
it knowing that furries are going to have sex with it?
it's not the stated goal, obviously. But I mean, come on, it's furries and it's a robot rabbit Judy
Yeah,
Hopps.
no, they're gonna ruin it. It's gonna be awful. It's gonna be that Princess Sally skeleton all over again.
You fucking knob goblins, my whiskey glass can only hold so much.
Dude, ammo's expensive.
Like you
right
guys
now,
kept talking and I
okay?
just kept pouring more and more into the
So-
glass. Like it's gonna be a night.
Well, no, seriously, let's talk about something comic related. I want to get this out of the way because I'm actually interested in the wisdom of Papa Church. Hi, Church. So here's the thing.
When did I become wise?
About comics, you are a wise man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would go so far as to say you're a wise guy. Well,
That
we
too.
could.
Hey, forget about it.
So this guy, that
This
I
fucking
follow,
guy.
yeah, this guy said, people who whine that Jewish writers are ruining superheroes, you realize Jews created superheroes to begin with, right? Superman, Spider-Man, Black Panthers, Thor, the X-Men, the Green Lantern, all created by Jews. And the guys who bought Marvel to the big screens, Israelis. And I wanted to lay into this guy. I wanted to be like, no, the
Why didn't you?
fuck? No, I did my research first because I'm not a fucking idiot.
Fair.
Right? And I discovered that 2 out of 3 of the luminaries that I would say created superheroes in the 1930s were Jews. I'm like, holy shit.
But you didn't
Right?
fucking know that?
No,
Yeah.
I saying I did my research first because I thought that there were more Anglo-Americans.
Siegel and Schuster.
No, we're getting to that. We're getting to that. No,
It
we're
might as
getting
well
to
have
that.
been fucking Goldstein for God's sake.
No. We're getting to that. That's where the contention's going to come up. Okay. So I said I was going to argue that the actual first wave of superheroes.
I'm
was
on
made
the
by-
train for this ride, Rune. Let's go.
Yeah. I was actually going to argue that the first wave of superheroes was made by Anglo-Americans, but of the
Hold
three I looked up,
Hold on, let me go put on my holster and
Sure.
put my gun on that is the gun that killed Adolf Hitler while we do this.
but of the 3 that I looked up, Lester Dent, Doc Savage, Walter B. Gibson, The Shadow, and Lee Falk, the Phantom. Falk was a Jew, so it's literally true. Jewish writers created supers, which I thought was
technically,
neat.
Let me step on that real quick. The common superhero is technically defined in the era past Superman. So what you're talking about are pulp characters because they didn't always display heroic.
Right, but I fundamentally disagree, and here's why it's going to proceed. So the guy says, yeah, Lee, Kirby, Broom, Schuster, Siegel, Finger, Kane, it's not even a hyperbole. I said, I agree with the importance of Jews in the modern superhero. My only contention is that for me to that what got me to do the deep dive was the assertion they created superheroes. For instance, Bob Kane gets credit for Batman, but Batman is a distaff shadow. The Schusters get credit for the Kryptonian origin, but Superman's actual origin was derivative of Gladiator by the Massachusetts-born Presbyterian Philip Wiley. It's a nest of
And
complicated
wrestlers, and strong men and professional wrestlers. Let's not
but
forget.
it's a nest of complicated lineages. And I thought the
And
conversation was going to
Nietzsche.
stop there. I thought that was where it was going to stop. And we're like, okay, cool. That was a fun time had by all. But this fucking guy named Dreadlock Buddha, who follows me, and I'm aware of him.
Dreadlock
Okay.
Buddha?
Yeah. And
Can you
he's-
smell him through your computer?
No. And
No.
usually he's halfway intelligent. Usually. Right? Said, I'm going to try and say this gently. Not knowing that comics were basically invented by Jewish Americans between world wars is a worrying level of incompetence. I understand not knowing that Cain and Wayne are a popular surname, changes in Jewish families, but not knowing that Superman was literally based on the stories of the Golem, I just,
I mean, he
I seem
wasn't
to have
based.
gone cross-eyed.
He wasn't based on the story of the Golem, though.
Well,
No.
to round it out before we turn it over to Church, let me just give my response. I said, a difference of opinion is not a matter of incompetence. And if you were trying to be gentle with your patronizing, you failed. I do not believe DC alums who profited when they defend their works as original, when there's a great deal of popular evidence to the contrary. And while Wiley may not have followed through on his threat to sue for ripping off Gladiator, that does not change the fact that every couple of years when the Schuster estate rattles its saber to milk DC for more money, they aren't trying to claim Superman, only his origin story. They know it's a grift. It's always been a grift. And being a grift doesn't invalidate how the character has evolved or what it's brought to media.
I'm more confused how this whole conversation you're having with this this person who clearly smells of patchouli over the internet. How that whole conversation even started. Because I don't know anybody who's talking about Jews ruining superheroes. That's a conversation I feel like is gaslighting.
Oh, no. That conversation exists. It's just dumb.
Really?
Okay, so here's the thing. We have people fucking up comics. Can we all agree at that at base?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Left-wing nuts like to accuse right-wing nuts of being Nazis. Can we agree to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they don't know what Nazis are, but sure.
What I am often railing against is not that people trying to defend their media are wrong. Because we need to stop the extremists and we need to save our media. This is reasonable, right? But as you know, Larry, I'm often talking about people that in their moment, in their prosaicness, they say things that aren't what they meant to say, but what they said looks fucking terrible.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure I agree with that premise all the time, but that is your premise.
That is my premise. I have been in conversations where people have said, well, we shouldn't let these Jews and these feminists write comic books. And it's like, bro, do you realize what you just said?
You know, I'm just really thinking you're hanging with the bad OSR people.
Well, here are my thoughts on the topic at large.
Right.
So, yes, there is a gigantic Jewish influence in modern comics simply because most
Would you
writers
say their influence is as big as their nose?
No, I wouldn't. But I'm saying that because the writers of the publishing company that first struck out and made, the original dime, like nickel and dime comics of the golden age, were mainly housed by fleets of Jewish writers, but saying that Zorro, created by a fucking Scotsman, or the Green Hornet, which was originally a radio show created by a fucking mud American, didn't have any influence in it at all. I mean, we're going back to 1919 with Zorro.
So, and then we can get into some of the things like Phantom in France and some of that kind of stuff.
So to say that it's entirely on the backs of Jewish writers, they took a concept that was already pre-existing from other cultures. And this kind of goes back to the idea that giving any credence in the media to any one group of people is strictly fucking stupid, and is an argument that is had by people who are looking to gain clout and have no fucking interest in the actual history of the medium.
Right. And that's my thing, is that I was just interested in the presence or lack of others, because I didn't think that it was like, oh, one group, one special people invented this, and I was surprised to be like, oh no, their influence runs deeper than I thought. That's great.
Well, let's look at it. Let's look at it on a timeline. Do you think we'd have a Batman if we never had a Zorro?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay. I mean, DC Comics actually acknowledges that debt of lineage to Zorro now.
Right.
They do, but then, but what I'm getting at.
But do you think we would have had a Phantom or a Shadow without a fucking Green Hornet?
Probably not. But here's the thing. I also think that people get really glib when they're talking about the history of superheroes, and they ignore things that are not part of the history, but they deem peripheral, right? People talk about Disney doing superheroes now. Disney did superheroes in the 60s. And people are like, what? Mm-hmm. What? It's like, Disney presents...
The Shadow came out before the Green Hornet by 5 years, Church.
He did.
Yeah, you're right.
But here's the thing.
My point. The Shadow really should have been more of a reference to Zorro, because it goes Zorro, Shadow, Batman.
Yeah.
Right. Although
I think the Phantom and the Shadow got a little fuzzy in my head. But
here's the thing about that though. Just real quick before I get back to what I was going to say, if you actually dig into the Shadow's origination as described by Walter Gibson, it's more Dracula, the Shadow, Batman.
Because the Shadow has a lot of the same powers as Dracula.
It's not about powers; it's about presence. The Shadow is actually not supposed to appear very much in his own works.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Whereas Zorro,
Lamont Cranston was supposed to be
right, but
the figure, and then you'd occasionally get a glimpse of the Shadow. It's not like the opposite thing that we have with Batman now.
Well, that's
Batman's the true identity and Bruce Wayne's the mask.
Right. Well, that's the thing is that people think that
which is so gay.
Lamont Cranston or Kent Allard are both the Shadow, and it's like, well, technically, it's not supposed to be obvious which one might be the Shadow. The Shadow might be a third being independent of the two that's just using them. Because the Shadow has agents everywhere. But no, what I was going to get at though is like back in the 60s, you had Walt Disney Presents, and they played that in syndication forever because families could like watch Davy Crockett and whatnot. They had a series my dad loved called The Scarecrow, right? And if you look it up, it goes back to a book series called The Scarecrow of Romney Marsh.
I remember that.
Right. That's based on a book, right? And the book is about a guy named Dr. Sin, I kid you not, right? Who is a moral absolutist and basically a vigilante. He's out defeating people he deems to be evil.
Yeah, it started out, it says here in 1960, well, not started out, but Walt Disney's The Scarecrow of Romney Marsh. Back in 1963, Dr. Sin, a country priest, leads a rebel band against the king's naval press gangs. Press gangs,
right?
Pressmen roam the countryside, beating young men into submission or unconsciousness, usually at local inns or pubs, in order to enslave them into the Royal British Navy. Dr. Sin conceals the secret identity behind a sackcloth mask and carries the activities a la Scarlet Pimpernel and Zorro from his parish base.
Right.
So we could technically
say the original book is older.
We could technically say most of these stories could trace back to like the original Robin Hood, and then King Arthur, the myths of Charlemagne,
Spring Hill Jack, yada yada yada.
Wait, what does a rapper have to do with this? Charlemagne the God has nothing to do with comics.
Shut the fuck up. You know what I meant.
Church was proud of you. I was super proud of your wisdom, and then you went and ruined it. You fuck.
I have no response to that one. I have nothing to say. You win.
Look, the Breakfast Club has nothing to do with DC Comics, okay?
Shut it,
I mean, it might, because Tom King is being given command of Wonder Woman. So now he's going to be writing the Amazon mommy who gets to save people.
Fair, most people don't remember that Charles the Great was given the title of Charlemagne. So,
why not?
It's conversations like that.
No, everyone remembers Charlemagne the name. People don't remember that his name was fucking Charles. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying, though. People remember the things that Charles the Great did because that's the name from history you remember. Again, Charlemagne's not.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
We need to change the title of the show. Tonight's show is what?
Say what? One more motherfucking time.
They speak English and what?
Hey! I just want to give a shout out to your boy Short Round, who's gotten an Oscar on his comeback tour as an actor.
And he does deserve it.
Oh fuck! Church is right. His name was Charles the Great.
Yes, but Charlemagne is the Latinization.
Yes, it
is. Church isn't wrong, but he's also not right at the same time.
Well, now, technically, to be fair with the bastardization of education, they have lost using prolific titles in history, and they refer to people instead of their great titles like, I don't know, the Wife Slayer or the Wife's Bane when referring to Henry, and Charlemagne when referring to Charles. They just
It's weird that his name would be Charles. That sounds very like South London for the 7th century.
I mean,
Charles is a proper Germanic name.
I mean, I'm just
gonna
put it out there that Henry VIII should actually be referred to as Pimp of Ages.
Pimps don't kill they hoes, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's good to be
Pimp
the king.
of Ages is obviously a title given to the Godfather in the WWE.
So we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. I don't know if we're gonna get to talk to any of it because we're just gonna be kind of effing around. Apparently, that's apparently what the show is right now.
Hey! I don't think a Superman conversation's out of place on this show.
Well, no. The Superman conversation was fine, but we kind of went off the rails a little bit.
And Larry just had a Superman conversation like 4 days ago.
I did. Talking all about alternate brand Superman.
See, if you throw
Superman,
if you throw a link in our goddamn group chat, I'll come watch that shit.
I totally thought I had already done that, so I admit to that being my bad. Can you put up that Harley Quinn image that I put in our group chat so that we can truly do racism time properly?
I mean, my personal preference for that title is Hardly Quim, but whatever.
Give me a sec.
Well, speaking of, let me explain the title for the show today.
I
woke up.
We talk way too much.
It was a great day.
They stole your hour.
I was.
They took your time.
I was well rested. I felt great, and then I put in about 5 or 6 hours of consciousness, and I was like, you know what? I'm old. I'm going to take a nap. So
I mean, you got children. Your children tax you with your time of being awake.
Look, they tax my wife, but then I'm taxed because she's taxed, and I stay up until 3 a.m, like fielding them like soccer players. But I took a nap. I wake up about 2 hours before showtime, and my wife let slip that we haven't reset the clock yet. And I'm like, reset the clock? Why would those cocksuckers stole my hour again?
Well, as much as
for 6 months out of the year, every year, until I get my fucking hour back.
Well,
and every year they're like, oh, we're going to get rid of daylight savings time. And I'm like, if they fucking keep my hour, I swear to God,
Hey, Church, I know that we all love Mrs. Church around here, and we love the churchlets, but you got to explain to them that taxation is failure. Taxation is theft. They need to know this.
I mean, that's what I scream at the top of my lungs every morning when I wake up. I mean, if you really wanted to help Gotham, why not start with getting rid of the Puerto Ricans? Okay.
I mean, that's appropriate for racism time.
I mean, yeah, but now we're talking about faulty towers, not Yes Minister.
I beg your pardon. He's from
Barcelona. What does Cracker have to do with this?
Okay.
I mean, I get a good segue into some content out of racism time.
Where did you get a segue?
Special.
Well, speaking while we're still in racism,
is that the link that I shared?
Apparently, Short Round got his Oscar.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Short Round.
Everything Everywhere All at Once got nominated for a whole bunch of Oscars, and Jamie Lee Curtis also got one for Everywhere, Everything All at Once. They're still going on as we are speaking right now.
Hey,
who's been slapped?
Yeah, Larry.
No one yet.
Larry, that Chris Rock special, is that the one that I linked?
Yes.
Also, Vengeance is fucking sweet.
Wakanda Forever got a Best Costume Design.
He goes into Meghan Markle, apparently.
Yes, he does. About her being phony.
Yes.
And
what about costume design?
Black Panther Racism Time won for Best Costume Design.
Oh, okay. Isn't there something about them talking about retiring Black Panther?
Yes, they're going to retire Black Panther from Marvel Comics.
Man,
and they're going to retire Black Panther from Marvel in favor of not printing Black Panther comics anymore.
This aggravates me not because it's the wrong thing to do, but why they're fucking doing it.
Well, they're lying about why they're doing it. Here's a dirty secret.
Do I need to pull that article up now?
Just pull up the image because it's just an image. Because there's not a lot of meat to talk about in the article. So they're not going to be publishing Black Panther comics anymore, and they're saying, "Oh, it's because Chadwick Boseman was so great and everything," and he is a great actor.
I'll just put it at the bottom.
But it's because Black Panther, the comic book, has never sold well. It has never ever sold well, and this is the perfect excuse to never print Black Panther.
Even when they announced the Black Panther movie, the original one in the MCU, the first appearance of the titular character, that comic didn't see a giant boom in price like other MCU announcements.
Yeah.
Let me just see here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Black Panther's never been popular.
We actually had a first appearance of Black Panther, and I think the total thing it went up was like $200-300.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Black Panther was never a popular character.
Well, I knew he was never popular, but I figure all the people who got all excited because there's a black person in a superhero movie because they never heard of Blade before. I figured they would all shoot the price up more than a couple $100.
Those people just pirate comics. They don't buy comics.
Here's the thing. Some years ago, just after Star Trek Into Darkness came out, I want to say, the young man they had playing Chekhov died very suddenly, very tragically, and they were upset. So they said, we're going to retire that character. And at the time, I was like, oh, that sucks, but I understand it because that is respectful of the actor. It would be inappropriate to just shove somebody else in that actor's slot after he just died. Right?
Well, what about Welshie? Welshie was a great addition to the cast.
Welchie was never good. No. But no, my point is at that time
nobody likes the Welsh, Larry. Come on.
At that time I was okay with it. Right? The thing is that this isn't about Chadwick Boseman, even though they say it's about Chadwick Boseman. It's a combination of, one, he's never sold well, and two, they can play ethnopolitics for another round. Right? And I'm tired of that shit.
All the while that Marvel Comics has to cut some money back because Disney needs to do a corporate restructuring because they don't have enough money.
Let's talk about how terribly racist the comic book industry is. So, Black Panther comes out.
Wait a minute, Church! Didn't we just all agree it's a bunch of Jews? People can't be racist.
Black Panther.
We've been told minorities can't be racist, Church.
Without Googling, anybody want to venture a guess where Black Panther first appeared?
The Fantastic Four.
Yes, issue number 52.
As an antagonist, as I recall.
So
he was basically what if Dr. Doom was a black guy?
At a grade 8. Because, grade 10s are a little ridiculous. So, they're very hard to come by.
So did we
a grade 8.
Do we call him Blackter Doom?
Comes in at about $2,500. Okay. What do you think a grade 8 of Tales to Astonish number 27 from just 4 years earlier comes from? And what do you think the significance of that book is?
A couple extra zeros.
Couple. At least one, right?
Because there's a character in there you might have heard of called Spider-Man.
No. You're thinking of issue 15.
Amazing Fantasy.
What I'm talking about is the introduction of Ant-Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're not talking. We're comparing two B-list characters.
Yeah, but still,
we're comparing more zeros for Ant-Man. B-list characters that are separated by 4 years in creation, and Black Panther.
I'm going to say
character.
I'm going to say $15K for the Ant-Man.
22.
Because Ant-Man was one of the founding Avengers.
22,000 for Ant-Man. Still a B-lister in today's standards, right?
Yeah.
Hmm?
And plus, he's got that connotation of beating his fucking wife.
Based.
I mean, in fairness, he beat his wife because he was an alcoholic.
And then we found out he beat his wife because he was a Skrull.
Yeah,
I thought it was the Pym particles making him crazy.
We all know it was because she didn't bring him a sandwich.
It's also the Pym particles, but the Pym particles are a stand-in for alcoholism.
Oh, okay.
Remember,
why did they need to stand in for alcoholism? They had Tony Stark.
Because they didn't want to have multiple Marvel characters have alcoholism. You can only have one guy have one negative trait.
They should have all been drunkies. They should have all been drunkies. And they could have done this big drunk driving campaign where they have Tony crash into a light pole in the Iron Man armor.
Look, I confuse the shit out of people.
The Hulk is a meth head.
Look, I confuse the shit out of people when I talk about
Hulk like sky blue, wear Walter White.
I confuse the shit out of people when I talk about why MJ and Peter Parker make sense. Because I know lots of people who say it's like MJ and Peter Parker don't make sense. Just wish fulfillment. It's like, motherfucker.
Wait, are we going to that discussion already?
Well, I have to bring it up only because what they are ignoring, right, is the entire reason that Peter and MJ got together in the first place was because
of this?
No, was because Harry Osborn was a fucking dopehead on heroin.
Mm-hmm. He was also pill junkie. He was also pill junkie too.
Right.
He was a polysubstance abuser.
And he was doing that
Those
goblin
are the only
juice.
real kind, by the way. If you're not doing all the drugs, you're a fucking poser.
I mean, Church, just think about it. Think of all the people you knew who were polysubstance abusers and their best friends who were sober ended up picking up their hot redheaded girlfriend.
Yeah, that happened every other day where I come from.
I mean, I can believe it. I mean, look, would you not want the...
Most of their girlfriends are also polysubstance abusers.
I was gonna say, yeah, if you don't pick them up, they're just gonna end up doing the drugs too. And then where are you?
No. They're already doing the drugs. That's why they get with a fucking dope fiend in the first place.
That would be a
drug.
Look,
not because they find them attractive.
Look, that would be a more fucking interesting story. All right, you do one more day, which is fucking retarded. And when you change,
MJ gets hooked on smack and goes to Harry Osborn.
Right. No, when you do the story and you say, why did Peter and MJ not hook up? It's because MJ decided she liked the heroin better than Peter. Done. I can work with that.
I mean, Marvel's legal couldn't work with that because that goes against the morality clause for Spider-Man.
Of course.
But selling his marriage to the devil doesn't go against the morality
clause.
Perfectly
fine, yeah.
No,
we're all
deals with the
okay
devil.
with that.
That's completely okay. Drugs, no go.
Also, divorce is no go.
Yeah, but believable consequences for intelligent decision making, not okay.
Look, you know how great a fucking Spider-Man comic where Matt Murdock and Jennifer Walters are defending Peter and MJ respectively in divorce court would be?
It'd be fucking amazing. It'd be fucking amazing, and we all want it.
See, but you have to flip it.
I'm blind and I can see this bitch trying to take half his money.
No, see, I would have Murdoch representing Mary Jane. You know, because then you can...
And She-Hulk representing Spider-Man. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
And because She-Hulk's down the bank.
Well, look.
Oh yeah.
See.
Okay. Look,
she's trying to get her some of that Petey Parker.
No.
Right.
You really want to.
And she won't die from his radioactive swimmers.
Look,
so.
you really want to dig into it. You really want to dig into it. You really
Spider Hulks.
And you really want to stick it to Peter because everybody seems like sticking it to Peter.
No,
right.
He wants to stick it to She-Hulk.
Right. No, just bear with me for a minute. Okay. So, what you do is you dig up Mary Jane's dad, right? And have it revealed that MJ is actually...
No, we're not going there, Rune. We're not digging up dead bodies for some weird sexual fantasy.
No. The guy's alive. He never died. The fuck are you talking about?
You said dig up.
Yeah, you pull up his character from the records, right? And you reveal, shocking retcon that no one knew, that actually MJ's in a receivership and she doesn't actually get any of her fucking money.
Okay.
Right, because
she's pull like a Britney Spears thing to be top.
Right. So now and that's why she has to get Matt Murdock, because Matt Murdock works pro bono. She-Hulk does not.
Okay, I can dig it.
So this show has gone in directions I have not expected.
I haven't seen MJ's dad since like 2005.
Right, but he exists.
I don't think we saw him before that since like the 80s, though.
Yep.
Well, because he's a character they only pull out when he's mechanically useful. They ignore him the rest of the fucking time.
Oh, like Jack-o'-lantern.
Right. Even though I love me some Philip Makindale.
I'm still bitter about that.
I am a fucking
one of my favorite villains.
I am a Hobgoblin fanboy, and I am pissed that we have not had a Hobgoblin in film, and B, that we can't fucking get Hobgoblin merch. All we ever get's fucking Green Goblin. Okay? I understand that Norman started it, but Norman is a much less interesting goblin.
I mean, Norman is a much better director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Is Norman a bad scientist, like on the level? Would you guys consider Osborn on the level with like a Richards? Like not necessarily as smart, but in the same ballpark.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So here's the thing: if we were put them on a continuum, okay, Norman is not as good a scientist as Tony Stark, but he is a better business manager. He's a better industrialist than Tony Stark is.
Mm-hmm.
But neither of them is as objectively intelligent as Reed Richards, but both of them are better at living life than Reed Richards. Because the thing is, it's not that Reed Richards is useless, it's that Reed Richards is impractical.
So like Reed Richards is like, honey, I've discovered a new dimension where there's like ant people living inside it.
Right.
And they're like going, Reed, we're still living off the fact that unstable molecules was the best thing to ever come to the textile industry, but can you invent something a little bit more useful to make our company some money?
Well, this is what I get, bringing us back around to our actual subject here. This is what makes Black Panther fucking offensive, right? Because Wakanda has the cure for cancer, but won't share it. Reed Richards can't invent the cure for cancer, and everyone says, Reed, go invent the cure for cancer. Right?
Well, what I'm trying to do is
he comes up with the what is it? I forget what they call it. Basically, prolong extended life in the end
Sweet
series of comic books. He comes up with that and like gives it to everybody, and then there's like
motherfucker gains godlike powers at the end of Secret Wars. He hasn't done shit with it except remake the multiverse and cure Doom's scar.
I mean, on that list, because we're putting together a list of things, quite frankly, I'm just gonna throw this out there, like Hank, you want mutants to get respect and not be feared and hated? Instead of trying to bribe governments, you dumb fucks, why don't you use some of your brilliant fucking genetic science to cure some fucking serious ills?
Well, they've already done that with
they did that in Krakoa.
Yeah,
right, but
so
that's just it. No, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. That's the thing. In Krakoa, in that abortion, they didn't give it to everybody. They used it to hold governments to ransom. That's not how you do that.
No, they offered it to everybody. It's just everybody that didn't want to leave them alone to take over the world didn't get it.
Right. That's called fuckery. And really, someone should have fucking stopped them.
Again, they're just ethno-nationalist narco-terrorists. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. The second that somebody proposed this, and you have Magneto sitting there going, "Yes, and I'll be your diplomat because I think this is a wonderful idea." Anyone who with half a fucking witch just said this idea is wrong. Let's pull it back to formula. And it's like, but why? It's like because Magnus likes it. It must be bad.
Magnus was replaced with a plant meat.
Right. Everybody is plant people.
You're all wrong. Okay, so they're not terrorists for the simple fact that there is a Reed Richards and a Tony Stark in the 616. And because of that, either one of them both have the fucking level of genius required to reverse engineer anything handed to them by the goddamn mutant and synthesize it from absolutely fucking nothing. But they didn't do that. They didn't cure anything.
No, hold up. They covered that already. Because Professor Xavier took that knowledge out of Reed's brain.
Again, because Reed Richards, who should be a better person, doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
He took the knowledge out of his brain. Is he fucking sitting there just monitoring Reed, and every time he figures it out again, just fucking mind raping him?
Yeah,
remember he has the Cerebro helmet, which like is constantly
so you can't see Phantom X's face. That was a shitty plot line, and I hate it.
Can we also point out that is not just fucking lazy in principle, but that's lazy in action, because now we are led to believe that with no upper limit, the X helmet is constantly making edits to every mind in the world.
Also, we're left to believe that Professor Xavier, the same man who refused to read anyone in the Illuminati's mind during that shit show without their permission, is sitting there and doing fuckery with Reed Richards' mind. Just
it's not Professor Xavier. It's a plant person.
Yeah,
I understand that, but it's supposed to represent Professor Xavier and his memories and morals.
But also remember, we're
in
talking
Phantom
about
X's body so we can walk, because fucking plot device and Jonathan Hickman taking too many drugs and needs.
But remember, we're also talking about the era of deconstruction. So the fact of the matter is that yeah, sure, Xavier said he didn't read anybody's mind in the Illuminati, but he did, because he's a dick. Because everyone's a dick in deconstruction.
Also, Church Hickman's not even involved in the day-to-day with this anymore. They've gone off.
I understand that, but he was involved in the fucking meeting to get creative involved. He was involved in the issues that we reviewed.
He still deserves the beating, and I can agree with this.
And also, because of the whole Moria McTaggart thing, can also all be retconned as an alternate reality once they hit the plot reset on her, which they'll do once the X-Men movie's ready to hit theaters.
So much rage.
I need more ice. Methamphetamine and for my scotch.
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a man in a cage.
I mean, this is why I give you guys so much content in the DM list, so we don't have to we don't have to anger up
showing up to the show every week. Like I could be playing Final Fantasy VIII on my Bing Bing Wahoo. I'm not thinking about this bullshit.
Church, so I'm literally playing Civ 6 while we talk about this.
So hold up, Church. Do you want me to talk about 65? Because I saw 65 today.
What the fuck is 65? Is that the speed limit to hell that you're going?
No, it's the new Adam Driver movie.
No stop line. Speed limit.
Where it's Adam Driver in the future.
I thought he got married and became Adam Park.
Nobody gonna slow me down.
No. So Adam Driver's, well, they made you think it was in the future in the previews. In actuality, he's in the past. He's an alien from another planet, and he gets into a spaceship accident, and he crashes on Earth just before the big meteor takes out all the dinosaurs.
Is it as gay as it looks?
It's not gay as it looks.
Oh, okay.
The problem is that
it's differently gay.
The problem is that you got a guy with sci-fi weapons in dinosaur land trying to save a little girl who's not Pedro Pascal. So we've made an interesting plot difference.
Wait a minute. We're not saving a little girl that's Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal plays a little girl.
I mean, yes, he does, but no. Pedro Pascal's been doing a thing where he's saving a child.
I know. He's playing What's His Nuts from The Last of Us, a show that I refuse to watch.
Mm-hmm. Although that annoying chick is not returning for season 2, apparently.
Yeah, if they're going to do a season 2.
God, I hope not.
But
second game.
But
I didn't play the game because I don't like it, and I don't want to watch the show. And I almost lost a friend over it because I looked at them and said, no, you can't fool me into watching this piece of shit.
So anyway, in 65, he's a spaceship pilot, and he has to go on a long-term spaceship flight to make money to save his daughter, who's dying of space cancer.
I mean, of course, the space cancer.
And in the process, she dies while he's on this long-term space voyage. But, he can't leave because, he's got to take people. Then he crashes on this planet, and the only survivor other than him is a little girl. But their space translator technology is all broken, so they don't speak the same language, and he has to get her off the planet. And there's dinosaurs. And there's sci-fi stuff to fight dinosaurs with. My problem with the movie is there wasn't enough fighting dinosaurs. And they had a T-Rex that wasn't really in the movie enough. It was a T-Rex that was hunting them over the whole of the movie, and I want to see more of that.
Look, you have two problems, and I think it comes from literally having too much money to throw around. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The first problem is, as you say, there's not enough crowd-pleasing content. Right? But the other half of that problem is that what crowd-pleasing content there is comes off as really fake, forced, and bullshit. Because they seem to think that they can get by on spectacle. We'll show you a spectacle of a thing, and you'll love it because you're a fucking idiot. It's like, no, I both want to see dinosaur fights, and I want those dinosaur fights to be interesting and meaningful. And that confuses people. That confuses them to the nth degree. They can't get it. Their brains don't work right.
And it was a fine movie. I got my birthday discount on popcorn and beverages at the movie theater to see it.
Sweet,
nice.
So I wasn't paying for my beverage and popcorn, so it was a good time. But it could have been a Netflix movie or been an Amazon movie and been just as much of a good time.
I mean, I appreciate that that you had a nice birthday, Larry. Mine has already taken a hit in the balls, literally.
Oof.
You got hit in the balls?
No, the young lady that I have been courting is going to be out of state on my birthday, so she can't come down and spend it with me.
Oh.
Which is kind of suck. But it's not like it's anybody's fault, you know? It's just life.
I mean, Larry's going to be spending his birthday up here in this shithole, so...
Yeah, but he can at least show up and bother you.
Well, actually, it's going to be the other way around. I'm going to be at a hotel.
So you don't have to see the world's smallest micropenis.
Well, no, he's gonna come up and.
No, he's gonna show him.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight, Larry.
I paid good money for this.
Larry, let's be sure. Let's be clear here. You specifically invited Ayrton to show you the world's biggest micropenis.
No, I just paid for it to happen. All nonchalant like.
No. Like I'm gonna be, going to the Inn Hotel restaurant, right? We're gonna have a nice meal because I got other shit I'm doing.
I see. You're gonna have a nice meal. You're gonna do some things, and then you're gonna get to see the world's largest.
Shit! Did Roman Reigns lose the belt? Who did he lose it to?
What?
I believe he lost it to Cody.
Thought we were about to talk about Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I mean, you put it up, so clearly we're gonna talk about it at some level.
Church put this one up.
Okay.
All right. So
tell us about Wonder Woman.
So Tom King has announced that he's writing the new Wonder Woman. And
hold on, I need to go take a shot at test before we do this.
No, I thought you said you had gone and gotten your Hitler gun. The answer is clearly in your holster. You know what you have to do.
But a lot of people seem to think that the Supergirl that he did was
whoa, hold on. We gotta stop. We got to talk about wrestling real quick.
Oh,
okay.
Apparently, yes. Apparently, Roman Reigns fought or had a match with Logan Paul at Crown Jewel this Saturday.
In Saudi Arabia.
What?
Yeah, no, it's a Saudi Arabian match.
They pushed Logan Paul so far up the crowd that they wanted him to have a title shot in Saudi Arabia, which he
no, the Saudis wanted him to have a title shot.
No, I know.
All right.
Oh Jesus!
But he's going up against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, so he's going to lose at least one title. To Cody.
I'm seeing on Twitter. Nico's talking about Roman Reigns just lost his belt.
Wait, so are the WWE writers running out of ideas as quick as the rest of the entertainment world?
Yes, only because they're getting things ready for the sale.
Well, but they took creative out of the hands of Triple H, and I think Vince McMahon's basically back at the helm.
No, Vince isn't backing creative because he's busy trying to get someone to buy it. And UFC's talking about the company that owns UFC is talking about buying the WWE.
Oh, okay.
But
All right,
they were going to, yeah. So Wonder Woman, yeah. So Tom King announced he's going to do Wonder Woman, and I'm not okay with this because I don't believe Tom King is good enough of a writer to do Wonder Woman, especially considering how this is going to be a weird argument coming from me. How he kind of sort of objectified women who look exactly like Wonder Woman in previous stories, in a very blatant case of the writer's barely concealed fetish.
Did he tie him up?
No, but it was tall women who were helping sad, depressed men get over the fact that they're having a bad time.
Small penis.
Well, in his case, bad time is things like committing a war crime.
Having a small pee-pee.
No. No. In another one, and in another one, it was because the guy was sad because he wasn't as good at being a dad as his dad.
It sounds like small dick energy to me still.
I mean, everything involving Tom King sounds like small dick energy.
A lot of things are motivated by having a small dick, but that doesn't mean that that's the focus. That just means that's the motivating energy.
I mean, the popular theory is the Adam Strange series that Tom King recently did was him talking about war crimes he committed in Iraq.
All right.
Because Tom King worked for the CIA.
Oh, that's why everything he does is so gay. Okay, that makes sense now.
And that's also why he couldn't deal with Wally West going to therapy. And so he made Wally West a serial killer instead.
Wait, what?
Yeah. There was a whole event comic that DC did where Wally West...
Wait.
I think you're breaking Rune's brain.
Wally West is a Flash, right?
He is.
There are like 4 or 5 Flashes, right?
Yes.
How do you fuck up the Flash model? All the Flashes are happy-go-lucky speedsters, and people buy it. They buy what are basically the same character repeatedly because they're all awesome. They're all awesome because they're all happy. How do you fuck up the Flash?
Oh, that's because Dan DiDio. That's because Dan DiDio, who was the publisher in
Dan DiDio.
That fucking cocksucker.
Yeah, he didn't want Flash to be a representative of hope in the DC universe.
This is because
makes
he's
no
wrong.
goddamn sense because they cemented the Flash's hope in the DC universe in Blackest Night.
Because
the
he's
fucking Ring of Hope
wrong.
deputized Barry Allen as a Blue Lantern, and he fucking kicked ass with it.
Yeah,
Freeing
remember,
Guy Gardner from the fucking possession of the Red Ring of Rage.
Church. Remember, we started this with the writer's barely concealed fetish. Let us not forget that Dan DiDio's fucking fetish is lipstick lesbians because that cocksucker insists that fucking Harley Quinn and fucking Poison Ivy are gay. He's a fucking dipshit. Fire this man, DC.
No, he was already fired. Hold up, he was already fired.
Good.
Yeah, that led to a lot of good porn parody, so I'm going to give him a pass for that.
No. Porn is fine. Church, that porn would exist regardless of the comic. The comic does not require.
But it got here faster because of it. So
no, it was already here.
People
have been making it for decades because we like Batman the Animated Series. All right.
You know what's funny?
What I want to know is I want to know how this man lost his fucking mind between doing Batman the Animated Series and working for DC that he forgot how to write a fucking book. I want to know. He wasn't
a writer. Dan DiDio wasn't a writer. He was the publisher.
Dan DiDio.
Yeah, well, he should stay in his fucking lane and out of the creative part of the industry.
Well, I mean, he was.
Say it, Ayrton.
Yeah. So,
gonna make me laugh every time.
So anyway, in that particular event comic, Flash had PTSD, and his PTSD caused the Speed Force to explode and murder a bunch of people. So the only way for Flash to
a Civil War situation.
Well, no, it was even dumber than the Civil War. So Flash killed other.
Can we put the sound of Rune's brain breaking just on a loop in the background?
I'm recording it for my phone right now.
So Wally killed some other people who were there to throw Batman off the case so that he could reveal that there was a secret psychiatric facility for superheroes and supervillains, and that it's not okay. And they decided to make Harley Quinn not a lesbian, but totally be into Booster Gold for some reason.
What?
Well, Harley Quinn's only a lesbian when it serves the plot.
Wait,
she wasn't a lesbian.
There we go again. There we go again. The name of this episode is not "They Took My Fucking Hour." The name of this episode is what?
So, say what one more motherfucking time. They speak English and what?
So you're telling me that Harley Quinn went from a weird, like, Stockholm thing with the Joker to a lesbian-ish with Poison Ivy.
An abusive lesbian relationship with Poison Ivy, which, like all lesbian relationships, is statistically more likely for emotional and physical abuse. Yes.
Yeah. To now she wants to bang some moron from the future who's like
no
functionally retarded.
No, they moved on from that after the end of this thing where they solved the crime of Wally West killing a bunch of people because he had PTSD.
So why didn't OJ just use that as a defense then, if that's all it takes?
Wait a minute. No, he did. He did a video called "If I Did It," where he described how if he was the criminal, he could have, but he wasn't. And now it all makes sense. We know that OJ didn't do it because the Flash did it, and did it so fast he was able to arrange a conspiracy in the LA Police Department to make it look like OJ did it, just because Wally West secretly hates black men.
I mean, that is what the extremists want you to believe, because Wally West was one of the favorite characters of Ethan Van Sciver.
Jesus fucking Christ. This whole thing makes me want to fucking die inside.
Yeah, how long did it take for Wally to get out of super prison after that?
Well, he didn't, because the Spectre broke him out and sent him on a trip through time to save people and redeem himself.
Okay. Yeah, I never read anything past that when that series. It was terrible to begin with. Like, I like the dynamic, and I feel like I would like a Booster Gold, Blue Beetle, Harley Quinn, like buddy cop comedy. But I didn't like that one because it was bad. And it felt bad.
Because it was written by Tom King.
Like, the only good part about it was when Wally West got kicked in the nuts by Harley Quinn at the end. That was the best part of the whole thing, because I wanted somebody to come kick me in the nuts so I would feel something.
But Tom King had Big Barda be the super mommy to take care of Mr. Miracle. He had Adam Strange's mommy wife.
Haven't they been like a couple forever?
But
it's been a thing since like 52.
Well, no. But I'm saying mommy wife isn't a particular fetish. That you have a big, tall, strong woman who takes care of everything for you because you're a sad man. And now that mommy wife is going to be Wonder Woman.
Well, let's be clear here. What did Jack Kirby's wife look like? Because if it was a big, strong mommy wife, then it's at least canonically accurate.
Well, no. We're not talking about Jack Kirby, because the guy who
no, but Mr. Miracle is kind of like an homage and a love letter to Jack Kirby.
Right. But unless Jack Kirby was dating like a 7-foot tall broad, it's not based on Jack Kirby's wife.
That's what I'm asking. I mean, did Jack Kirby marry a 7-foot tall woman?
Yeah, but not 7 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
But apparently he did this Tom King did this Supergirl series that a bunch of people think it's okay because he didn't script Supergirl.
His sexual proclivities, like, be damned. After the butchery he did in Batman, I really don't want the motherfucker to write another comic as long as he lives.
Look, it's fucking simple. That's the problem. All of this is simple. Make good books. What's a good book? Play to the strengths of your character. Okay, and that means don't put your fucking fetishes in it. I don't like Wonder Woman, but if you gave me the challenge, I'd make a halfway decent Wonder Woman story.
Well, here's the other problem. Warner Media Production loves the shit out of Tom King. That's why his Supergirl series that he did recently is going to be one of James Gunn's new movies that he's going to launch.
Did everyone die?
No.
Okay, it's just a moment of silence.
But yes,
we're talking.
Yeah. But James Gunn is going to make a movie based off of Tom King's Wonder Woman comic. Not Wonder Woman, his Supergirl comic. That's going to be what they're launching DCU with.
James Gunn and Tom King can both get shoved in the same rocket headed towards the sun, for all I care.
It is extremely unfortunate.
Can we deport Tom King
to the sun?
Anywhere, I don't care where, just deport him.
No, the sun.
Well, yet again, just like with Dan DiDio, it's like
Dan DiDio.
Pretty much like, Gunn, what the fuck happened to you? You used to be able to make a halfway decent script. Why did you lose your fucking mind?
Well, no, the studio,
dead baby and pedophile jokes.
The studio loves Tom King. Tom King was going to write the New Gods movie for Ava DuVernay, except for the fact that she shit the bed with A Wrinkle in Time.
We're about as ready for a New Gods movie as we were for a Celestials movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just
Eternals?
certain shit. What the fuck ever. Celestials, Eternals, like even bringing into the Celestials.
No, Church has it right because they did both Inhumans and Eternals, and nobody knows who the fuck they are because they are third tier, nobody background characters.
Well, hold on, you're throwing them a little too far under the bus. It's extrapolatory shit for people who really fucking love comics.
Right.
That space shit in Marvel and DC was Jack Kirby's brainchild for people that really ate the fuck out of everything that he did and wanted more. But there's only so much destruction and damnation you can pour on New York to actually make it feasible. So he's like, well, I got all of outer space, so here's this.
Well, because here's the thing, Church. I agree with you. We're not ready for a New Gods film. The reason we're not ready for a New Gods film is because we will never be ready for a New Gods film. A New Gods film is a bad idea.
It is.
Right? But it's not because the New Gods are bad. The new Gods are neat.
Introducing Darkseid and Calabec and all of those other fucking people in the Justice League. Who was the goddamn asshole Steppenwolf, not Calabec. So you introduce somebody like that, and you've got a big bad, okay? But
hold up. They actually had hold up. They actually had Caliban in the Snyder Cut.
I don't give a shit about the Snyder Cut. Snyder Cut's
it's risky to introduce those. Well, it's risky to introduce those characters for the simple fact that they don't like jive with normal audiences. People think the Justice League, they think the Legion of Doom, they think the Joker, they think fucking Lex Luthor, they think Mr. Freeze and Captain Cold, and all of these run-of-the-mill villains we've seen in piecemeal in other pieces of media. What you don't think is fucking Darkseid.
Here's the problem.
They're saying Marvel did good with Thanos, so we need our own Thanos.
Right, but here's the problem. Okay,
no, Marvel didn't do good with Thanos. Marvel did good creating a movie franchise, and they actually fucked up into Thanos. They didn't do Thanos well.
No. Here's the thing.
But
they did well enough.
The big bad was intriguing without actually being explored.
No, here's the problem. All right, here's the problem with DC's version of these stupid things. Okay.
I'm just going to sit here and pet my dog.
They say we're going to do a Justice League movie. We're going to introduce Thanos, or we're going to introduce Darkseid, right? Yeah. And they're like, okay,
so we're going to introduce Darkseid.
Right, so we have to have a big opening, and we have to have a prologue, and we have to tell you who Darkseid is because you're too stupid to figure it out. And then we got to have his minions show up, and then at the end, we got to have him show up, and we got to have a slap fight, and we're going to do it all in one movie. No, you fucking idiot. What you do, if you must, is you do a halfway decent Superman movie like you used to be able to, right? And at the end of the Superman movie, when Superman has saved the day, right, you have a fucking UFO crash, right? And you have Superman report to it because he's got to help a UFO crash, right? And there's an alien there, right? There's some dude there who just says dark side, and everyone's like, what the fuck is dark side? Who the fuck is dark side? And then you have a subsequent film where you expand the space content. You get Superman more involved in space shit, right?
Isn't that what they did with the Hulk, though?
Hold on.
It is not.
Hold on. You're half right, and I'll give you the actual concept. But what you do is, instead of jumping right into Darkseid, the UFO that Superman reports to is the same one that carries Abin Sur and sends out a Green Lantern ring.
Right.
And he says Sinestro or some stupid shit like that.
Sure. Dude, look at Sinestro.
And then that's how you put your toe into, and then you have a Green Lantern film and you realize that nobody's ready for this bullshit.
Right.
Because first off, we don't have the technology to do Star Wars for cheap.
I mean,
secondly, they don't. Not at Warner Studios. No, they don't have that kind of money to play with anymore. They did, but they don't. Yeah. Also, note the image.
Right. No,
Tell me that Jack Kirby didn't just go, well, fuck them. I'm going to do the same thing at DC that I did at Marvel.
Look.
So actually, I just looked it up. It was somebody else who took inspiration from Jack Kirby of Darkseid when creating Thanos.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought he did both.
It was Starlin who did
That's
Thanos.
Right, Jim Starlin. He did suck Kirby's
Right, but here's the thing, though. I still get people who get confused and upset when I try to explain to them that Deadpool is a joke about Slade, and they're like, "What? No,
hold up,
totally different."
Hold up, Rob Liefeld, directly contradicts that and I have to give him credit for that because he didn't make the character, and he pitched the character before he knew anything about Slade. And he pitched the character directly to editorial.
That sounds exactly like somebody wanting to avoid a lawsuit would say.
Yeah, really. No.
Well, I mean, it would be covered under parody law either way.
It is actually just pointed out that Darkstroke the Eliminator, or Deathstroke the Eliminator. Darkstroke.
That sounds like the
porn
black porn.
Yeah, that's the porn parody. That's a new ending. Look, I don't know if Trey Stone and what's his name watch this
Matt
show.
Parker.
But if
Matt
you do,
Parker and Trey,
if you do, I just gave you your villain for your Orgasmo sequel. So get on that.
They 1,000% do not watch this show, Rune.
I know, but wouldn't it be nice if they did? Either way,
I really like the way the show's going with me going on a hiatus for a week. How the show's completely going into like this.
Oh, don't worry. We have all the backlog of shit that you put in the chat that we haven't talked about.
I think we've also had a very long time of wanting to talk about various bullshit and having nowhere to discuss it. So this is that pent up anger. We're kind of backed up here, Ayrton. You should know all that.
I waited to start drinking until the show started this time.
So. That helps. But no, I mean, Deathstroke and Deadpool are the same character. Everyone knows it. It's not a secret. It's also not bad. That's where I think people get confused.
Well,
it's like, but if you say
in
that
vein,
Deadpool
and so is
can't be
Lobo and Wolverine.
Who and who? Lobo and Wolverine.
Lobo and Wolverine.
I think in presentation there is enough distinct difference between Lobo and Wolverine for them to be two different characters. Okay, but sure. If there's a lineage there I'm not familiar with, I'll accede to it. Because again, Lobo's a good character. Wolverine's a good character. They're not bad. Just because I don't care for Deadpool doesn't mean Deadpool is shit.
Deadpool has become shit.
Deadpool has become shit, destroyer of comics. That's different.
Lobo was meant to be a parody of characters like Wolverine, the hyper-violent, serious killers. He had a similar hair, smoked cigars, and rode motorcycles. He had a healing factor and was known for fighting some of the more pure DC heroes. The fun of Lobo that he was basically making fun of Wolverine and other characters like him.
And
Lobo's stories aren't like Wolverine stories. He's more of a sci-fi character, but there's so much Wolverine DNA in Lobo. It's there on purpose.
Also, don't forget Lobo loved his space dolphins.
He also loves space whores.
I mean, who doesn't?
There's something that I have to suggest that all of you like indulge in. I know we all like listen to shit in the background, and if you can find it on the back of your local truck, look up Last Sons, SONS. It's a graphic audio thing, but basically it's the story of Superman, Martian Manhunter, and Lobo all being captured by a giant alien like entity who was a collector and going around destroying civilizations and capturing one representation of that species. It's pretty fantastic, but it's basically a Lobo story.
Oh no, I know that bit.
Was that the one where Lobo had to go through all the whores until he got tired of having sex with women?
Yes.
That particular
that's at the end of it, at least.
Can I volunteer for that?
Just go be Lobo. Get on a space bike. Actually, you have to go steal and disarm and rebuild a space bike so it will respond to your command.
Remember that event got reused in an actual episode of the Superman animated series.
Really?
Yep.
It did.
It was a great episode too. And yes, they had space whores, mind you. They didn't show anything particularly lewd about them, but they did explode violently.
Okay.
It was Lobo and Superman have to bust out of an alien prison.
Bust?
Yeah.
Out of an alien prison?
Exactly. Also written by Paul Dini. So yet again, we know these people can fucking create shit. The fuck?
Vaguely disgusting.
I remember there was an interesting name for the bike. Like the bike had its own backstory in this thing, and it was fantastic. But yeah, Lobo's space bike. But it was a Lobo story, and it was one of the first ones that I had actually paid attention to in so long.
Well, you want to know what's truly terrible, Church?
That there aren't more good Lobo stories?
No, that we actually had.
There's the one where he becomes king of the space dolphins.
No, we actually had a great presentation of Lobo in a terrible show no one fucking watched.
What?
They did a Superman prequel called what was it? Fucking Krypton.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. And they had Lobo in it, and Lobo was fucking amazing. They got some Australian guy. And he both looked the part, he sounded it, he understood what he was playing. He did a really good fucking job. But that show was ass and died a quick and merciless death.
And allegedly James Gunn has recast Jason Momoa as Lobo for the new
Jason
movie.
Momoa?
Jason Momoa.
So it's called his space. It's called his Space Hog. And
no, that's his name for it, but it actually has a technical name, and it's like go ahead.
Well, anyways, so here's the quick stats of it. It boasts a miniaturized 17-liter power plant with 3 times turbo and full hands-off facility.
Yes.
Facility. 0 to 60 is instantaneous and a top speed of a cool several million Ks per minute. It runs on unleaded.
It also has a beer cooler and booby traps.
I don't know. It runs on unleaded.
The Spaz Frag. The Spaz Frag 666.
Of course.
That's the name of the bike.
So I shared the clip, but obviously we wouldn't be able to watch all of it on show because bullshit. It's about 2 minutes long.
All right.
Oh, you got it? Damn, we have 8 people watching over on.
And
there are people actually watching us.
Do your tax.
I mean, we normally do.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We've been doing decent on Rumble.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we've been doing really good on Rumble actually.
I got so used to us being unwanted subjects.
I'm playing the clip.
That's a joke, right? You're the person to the main man. Assassin to royalty? Scourge of the cosmos? The last Sarnian?
I don't like his voice.
Yeah, me either.
Ultimate pastiche? Machete man, Mr. Machete?
No. See, you gotta say bastard with your chest. Say it with your chest. Bastich.
Master Machete, Mr. Frag, Master Frag. Come on.
Yeah, he sounds like a little bitch. This is transformative, y'all.
Celestial Church of the Triple Fish God.
I think
none of this is ringing a bell.
I think
Son of a bastard!
Yeah, see, he can't even scream with his chest.
I think the primary problem is not the actor or indeed the accent. I think the problem is
MCU-itis. No, it's the accent.
No, I think it's MCU-itis.
No,
I
the
think
accent's fine.
I think it is the poison of MCU knockoff disease spreading throughout the industry. And I can't remember.
I would blame Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon, Taika Waititi. The names are known.
Well, this still shot right here actually depicts what's wrong with the character. Lobo's offended that this guy doesn't know who he is. Lobo doesn't get offended. Lobo just kills motherfuckers.
Right. Lobo just grins more and murders.
Yeah, Lobo is the definition of Riz. Let me see if I can find it. Lobo
but
v.
I'm just
Wolverine.
saying they got.
You know how long it took me to.
I think they deserve credit for getting close.
Do you know how long it took me to figure out what Riz meant? I was seeing it all over Twitter. I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm getting too old, guys.
Yeah. All right.
I have to search. You need to dip your toe into black Twitter porn.
No, I need to keep Urban Dictionary just up and ready.
There are multiple jokes there I want to make that I should not make in my brain.
This is a Lobo versus
you mean like this
Wolverine in Marvel versus DC back in the day. Lobo just walked in and Wolverine was talking shit and they just started to brawl. There was no, you don't know who I am. Like Lobo doesn't give a shit if you know who he is. He's gonna kill you.
Right.
Also, the fact that Wolverine won this, it should have been the only draw.
Right.
Because this is an adamantium claw Wolverine.
Well, comics have always done their hero versus hero mix-ups poorly. Because remember,
in actuality, they should have done it like they did Godzilla versus King Kong. They should have had comics printed with both endings.
Well, because remember,
who wins when Godzilla fights King Kong? Nobody. Everyone loses.
Anybody, anyone that isn't Japan.
No. When Godzilla and King Kong fight, everyone loses.
but no, just you gotta remember, the geniuses at DC were perfectly okay with the Green Hornet beating Batman in his own show if Burt Ward was gonna beat Bruce Lee.
I mean, he deserved it. They damn near chemically castrated that man. No, I'm serious. They almost castrated him to keep him young for Robin.
I know.
If anybody deserves DC's fucking paycheck, it's Burt Ward.
Oh yeah, but come on, man. Robin was not gonna beat fucking Kato. We know it. That's not even Burt Ward. Robin is not gonna beat fucking Kato.
Which Robin? Because I'll fight you on that one. Which Robin? Because I think Tim Drake and Damian both could take Kato.
Burt Ward was Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson. And Nightwing Dick Grayson would take Kato.
Right,
Robin,
but this is Robin.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, this is Robin, not Nightwing.
I don't even think Jason Todd Robin. Like Jason Todd Red Hood, but not Jason Todd Robin. Tim Drake and Damian would take him.
See, I don't think Damian could take Bruce Wayne or could take Bruce Lee, but it would be a close fight.
Take Kato.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like Kato is his fighting style is Bruce Lee's fighting style because it's Bruce Lee.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's Bruce Lee.
I don't know.
A lot of motherfuckers have Chuck Norris's fighting style. They're not Chuck Norris.
Well, if you believe anything that Chuck Norris
claims, case in point, Tommy Oliver.
I mean,
well, hold up. I actually know somebody who was in a martial arts tournament with Chuck Norris.
Excellent.
And
because of course you do.
Let me tell you this story. So Chuck Norris had been out of the game, and the world champion of Taekwondo at the time was talking shit about Chuck Norris. About
this is always a bad idea.
About how he sold out when Hollywood went fake. Chuck Norris came out of retirement and beat the shit out of everybody until he got to that guy in the tournament bracket. Like,
Jeez.
not like trying to get points. Like Bruce Lee beat them up in the quickest and most efficient way possible. Then he beat this guy. Then he forfeited his next immediate match and went back in retirement. My friend would have been the match after the next match, so he was very happy.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I don't know if I had the option to carry a Chuck Norris ass whooping for the rest of my life. That'd be a story to tell.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean,
But
for one, you get to say you actually shit talk Chuck Norris and lived.
Well, no. The guy who shit talked Chuck Norris learned the error of his
He
ways.
died.
But could you imagine, like, getting an ass whooping because Chuck Norris is there and saying, "Listen, I have to beat your ass to get to this other guy over here.
I feel like
you beat your ass, but you're in the way."
I feel like you just go, all right, and just walk away casually. You know?
So wow, we've been talking for almost an hour and a half like this.
Yeah.
You know, I had that Will Smith article pulled up, and then I closed it out because it was slowing down my computer having so many tabs open.
You mean like a bitch?
Fuck, where'd the article go? I wanted to talk about this because it was funny.
It was
about
funny.
Will Smith being a bitch.
Yeah. Ah, there it is. Okay, hold on, give me a sec.
So
you know, I still haven't figured out this fucking thing where it only opens like external links in Microsoft Edge. Still can't figure.
Well, your primary mistake is you're using Edge.
I'm not using Edge though. It just if I click a link somewhere, it just opens in Edge no matter what. I have to copy every single
what the fuck
link
machine?
and then post it into Google Chrome.
So Church, did you watch the Chris Rock comedy special?
He's muted.
Oh.
He's watching it now.
Ayrton, did you watch the Chris Rock comedy special?
I have not got around to it because I was watching Shark Side of the Moon, and then I had to do some business dealings after that.
So the best part about the special actually wasn't the jokes about Will Smith, although those were funny. My personal favorite one...
I mean, just for clarity, we can actually play the clip if we're just rumble and don't give a shit.
I mean, I think we're broadcasting on YouTube also.
We're simul.
Okay. It's good though.
I mean, so we can maybe pull the clip up later.
So Will Smith talked about how his daughter had some issues with getting into a bar underage and drinking, and he told the principal of her school, even though his ex-wife was trying to make him fight it, and he said, and I wanted to fight her on this one, but the last time she and I had a disagreement with a lawyer, she took my house. So I decided it was better to give her what she wanted. And he told the principal of the school, listen, please expel my daughter, because I want to save her soul, because clearly she's being smug and thinking she's going to get away with shit.
Why?
But yeah, the Meghan Markle bit.
Oh,
yeah. The Meghan Markle bits in the special were funny because, spoiler alert, Black people also have discussions about how dark their children are going to be. So that's not really racist. That's just like normal things people do when there's a mixed race.
I heard somebody else talking about that too. Like, I think
really,
like the girl was like,
it's really no secret that the same guy that was balling Will Smith's wife is balling Meghan Markle. So I think Chris Rock is paying him at this point.
Well, no. It was apparently Jada banged one of Jaden's friends.
Yeah, August Azalea from Migos.
And they filmed it at some point in time.
This is fucking America. I can't believe this shit.
And at some point, she made Will watch it, so he could talk about it on our podcast.
Not only is this public, which I want to know, why do these people feel the need to share their public shit?
Hold on.
But I
have the perfect clip for this. Give me 1 second.
All right.
Well, go ahead and keep talking, Rune.
I also want to know what the fuck has happened that people do not have human names anymore. Church has an actual name. Ayrton has an actual name. Larry has an actual name. My name's Joe. Hi, everybody. But what the fuck is Azalea? Right?
It's a flower.
I know, but I'm waiting for someone named Asparagus.
I mean, Azalea, that's like somebody named like Daisy.
I'm a fucking cock. I'm a cock. I'm a fucking cock.
I'm just saying, man. The names are getting weirder, and the people are getting weirder.
And
that was so funny when that happened.
And apparently there was some beef beyond just the him making jokes about Jada's lack of hair, and that was to do with the fact that Jada wanted him to not do the job at the Oscars.
Not Azalea. Alcina was his last name.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
And there was some beef.
Iggy Azalea is a person, though.
No, I know.
And yeah, he had a beef with her complaining about him not dropping the Oscars thing. Because again, what nobody likes to admit to is the fact that Jada isn't a really good actress. And she wouldn't have a career without riding Will Smith's coattails.
She was good in a movie.
Well, Will Smith did come out and publicly make a statement. I'll play that for you guys here.
I'm a cock. I'm a fucking cock.
I don't know if you've ever seen Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight, Larry.
No,
I of course have, because I'm a man of distinction.
Right. So yeah,
that was the man.
That is the one good movie that Jada Pinkett has ever done.
I mean, that was the best role that Kathy Griffin's ever had. Crypt Keeper.
But yeah, so Jada, she's got this thing, and Chris basically said, "Listen, she's hurt him worse than he ever hurt me." Although he said that he watched Emancipation just to see Will get his ass beat as a slave. And he used to root for Will Smith, and then Will Smith ended up beating him in the face because he's angry about his wife banging his son's friend.
Okay, so this is what I was looking for. But all that said, I suppose we should appreciate that Will Smith is actually capable of being embarrassed and hurt. We should appreciate that you're embarrassed and hurt over a joke.
Oh no, I appreciate that he can be embarrassed and hurt. I appreciate it all the way to my sides as I laugh.
Getting smacked by Suge Smith, and people like, did it hurt? It still hurts.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, where's it at?
But Will right now has a movie coming up for Netflix, and he's got the new Bad Boys movie, and he's kind of
doing another one.
They are.
The last one was ass.
No, the last one was okay.
No. My mom was huge on that series, so I ended up watching it recently because Mom wanted to see the third one, which was new at the time. I'm like, okay, fine, we'll watch it. We paid money to rent it online to watch it, and I was
as opposed to sexual favors. I mean,
as opposed to sailing the high seas to go get it. Okay. And quite frankly, it was really lacking compared to its predecessors.
I mean, yeah,
like, zero effort.
But the thing they're complaining about in the production of this new version is they already used the title "Bad Boys for Life" for the third movie, or they should have used it for the fourth movie.
Well, no, clearly, if you've already used "Bad Boys for Life," your next title is "Bad Boys Till Death."
Right. I
mean,
no,
the next title is Bad Boys Forever.
Right, but didn't they use that one as well?
No.
Well, then they're missing out. That's clearly a thing they should have done.
But yeah, they're making a fourth one because Martin and Will both want to do another movie because they had fun doing the one together last time.
So why can't they do a different movie?
Because the Saudis and the Russians don't want to invest in a different movie because they didn't see that movie. They want to invest in the movie that they've seen.
Okay, that's fair. Can we just deport all of Hollywood until they figure their shit out?
Well, no. Hollywood's going to foreign countries to get the money to make these movies.
Oh,
So,
I
like,
meant into the sun, like Tom King.
Yeah.
So
we'll just load up one rocket ship.
So, like, they'll go to Indonesia. They'll talk to an Indonesian drug lord and say, "Listen. So, what's your favorite TV show from the '80s? Punky Brewster. Fantastic. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a Punky Brewster show.
Larry, nobody's come to talk to me. What are you talking about?
You're not Indonesian, Church.
Yeah, you're not a Saudi
What
prince.
the fuck do you know?
Because we've seen you. Your eyes are too round.
Church, we all know that you live in Louisiana.
Oh. One thing about the movie that Short Round was in that got him his Academy Award is people are now starting to say, well, it's problematic they referred to a white character's big nose in there, even though that's Chinese slang for white people.
Look,
okay. If we can't call them chinks, they can't call us big nose. It's only fair.
Look, I'm just
right.
Look,
no. What they're saying is that this was a Jewish reference, even though it wasn't.
I know. I'm just saying, if we can't use
the
terms like that, then other people can't either.
Look, because the actual answer is none of us should be using these euphemisms for anyone anywhere at all. It doesn't fucking matter.
No, I think we should be able to.
I think they're funny. Finally got an appreciation for his titular role in The Golden Child.
Was he the child in that?
He was.
I did not know because I only knew him from the Goonies and from Indiana Jones and from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
And he also did a whole bunch of stunt directing.
You know who really never got any recognition, by the way, when they were coming up and acting until Game of Thrones?
Richard
the villain
Dance.
from the villain from the Golden Child and the Last Action Hero.
Yeah, Richard Dance, who's fucking great.
Yeah. No, his name is Tywin Lannister. Okay, get it right.
No, I actually live in reality. His name is Richard Dance. He fucking earned it.
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
It's actually funny. It's actually extra funny. I know somebody who's recently lamenting that that actress's version of Anything Goes needs to be more popular.
I mean,
they let that woman act in something else after that movie.
Yeah,
no, she just sang in that bit, and it was somebody liked that bit.
Oh.
So look, they have things in. So let me give you. Hold up. There's actually something
what
else
are you pulling up on screen?
That's from Last Action Hero.
Oh.
There is something else noteworthy from the Academy Awards. Brendan Fraser won for The Whale, where he played a fat gay guy.
We all kind of knew that was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And the director
who fucking deserve it. That man has deserved something nice to happen to him for a fucking while. Jesus Christ.
Guillermo del Toro's
another personal trainer.
and Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio won for Best Animated Movie.
Why? Because it was the only one?
No, it wasn't the only one. Because Red was on there. The movie about periods.
Yeah.
Because given a choice between the two, they'd rather vote for
man.
Guillermo del Toro's art
That
project.
had to be that had to be a hard sell.
They also had the new Puss in Boots movie that people were talking about.
I've actually heard that's quite good.
And Marcel the Shell.
I honestly think that Puss in Boots would fuck the Mandalorian up.
He would.
I mean, let's look at skill sets here.
Yeah.
And the director, best director, was the guy who directed Anything Everywhere All at Once. Michelle Yeoh won for Anything Everywhere All at Once. So she's now the first Asian from Asia, from China, Asia, sorta, kinda, that won an Academy Award.
Proper Asia.
Best sound direction went to Top Gun Maverick.
Ooh, you strung a bunch of 80s songs together. Good job, fuckers.
Well, no, actually, they had some. That's not just sound direction. Sound direction was also for like all the jet noises and stuff.
Okay, fair.
Right. They actually put money in. It wasn't just two guys making noises with their mouths.
Mm-hmm. And
anybody with videography skills out there, please now get clips from Top Gun and/or Maverick and redub them with people making plain noises with their mouths. That'd be great.
I just downloaded a new video editing software.
Avatar: The Way of Water won Best Visual Effects.
Well, there's a shock.
So basically, it's all coming down to Best Picture, and it looks like Everything Everywhere All at Once is probably going to win.
Which I've heard the name of that movie. I have no idea what
we actually talked about that movie. I reviewed it.
Oh well, then I completely forgot about it.
So it does one of Rune's pet peeves. It talks about the multiverse.
I don't mind the multiverse. I just prefer it to be well done.
And Everything Everywhere All at Once is about an Asian lady who's kind of unhappy with where her life is. Her business is going bad. Her marriage is going bad. Her kid's an angry lesbian.
Oh yeah, okay, now I remember.
Wait a minute, how many times is that going to be a thing? My kid's problem is they're an angry lesbian. That's the third time I've heard it tonight.
That's
is that the
common.
Go-to?
That's
the fucking go-to now.
No, Rune. That's how common of a problem it is.
Is it a common problem or is it a common trope?
Yes.
I would say most of the lesbians I know could probably be lumped in that category.
Now, see, because I literally knew I was present at the wedding of a lesbian couple, and they were pretty fucking chill.
Well, here's the thing.
I used to watch their kid while they would go out to the club and get shit-faced.
I'm not being facetious, Rune. I wasn't saying that one as a joke.
Here's the other thing, Rune. You have to keep in mind, the gays who marry are a very small minority of the gay population.
Okay.
Less than 20% of homosexuals marry.
Okay.
So any gay couple who marries is less representative of the true experience of the gay or lesbian couple. And the women are more likely to marry than the men.
Okay.
So all these angry lesbians are more representative of the lesbians who don't get married. But yeah, so and Everything Everywhere All at Once was a good movie from Michelle Yeoh. Good movie, like people being old and dealing with their old stuff. And it had the guy who played Lo Pan in that movie. Guy who's been playing Chinese characters in Hollywood for like 70 GD years.
Lo Pan, Superman, and every single Power Ranger. Bill S. Preston and Theodore Logan, Doc McGrock, Buck Ock, and Hulk Hogan.
I mean, as much as I know that reference, it just brings me back in my brain back to we really need to get our shit together and resume the Power Rangers series.
We do. We need to find time when we're all together to be able to do stuff. And also, by that logic, we need to release all the cuts of that.
Did you bring that up, Church, or is Ayrton trying to inspire your outrage?
No, Church brought that one up. I brought up.
I brought this up.
All right. Now it's time for the Church Rage Power Hour.
Okay. So, well, here's the thing. I actually had an extensive conversation with a good friend of mine who is essentially a Tolkien lore dictionary, thesaurus, fucking encyclopedia on legs, and we hashed it out, and I don't even give a shit that Aragorn's black. I don't care. What I do care about, Aragorn couldn't grow a fucking beard.
But he did in the movie, Church.
That was fucked too, and I complained about it then.
He technically did not when you think about it.
That's true. He stayed at that really awkward, super itchy 5 o'clock shadow for like a year.
He had human scrubble. As opposed to all those smooth-chinned elves.
Mm-hmm. But he was descendant of humans and elves.
Right, but that means that there's human in there making it nerdy.
No. He still wouldn't have been able to grow facial hair as per Tolkien.
Yeah, well, I don't give a shit what the professor says.
Thank
you, Eintracht, for Mr. Rogers in the bloodstained sweater.
Again, I'm just saying, around elves, watch yourselves.
I do like that it took every single Power Ranger to whip the shit out of Chuck Norris, though. As well as the Blue Meanie and Benito Mussolini. Although, he was ineffective in quelling the own rebellion against him. But no, they're producing a Lord of the Rings set. And first off, the set symbol makes me angry because it's just the one ring on a triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck do we need a triangle? This isn't fucking Harry Potter.
There's a triangle because they want to differentiate it from the Lord of the Rings stuff that's authorized through Amazon.
What the fuck are you talking about? This is a set symbol. This is printed on the cards.
Right. But they have to make sure it doesn't look like Amazon's intellectual property or else Amazon will sue them. It's all stuff to ward off lawyers.
Cultural vandalism, Church. There you go.
It's terrible, is what it is.
Yeah.
Also, a 3/6 for 6 with vigilance and what's this ability?
It's not for Church. It's not for playing. It's not even for commander. It's for collectors. This is a collector's set.
I know, because it costs double the fucking price of normal Magic the Gathering cards.
Jeez.
That's like all of these specialty decks that they've been putting out, these blocks, the 40K one, the D&D one, all of these are not for actual play, even if they're getting played.
Look, I have the Esper 40K deck because that's the one that is the Imperium deck, and long live the Imperium.
What is an Esper?
Black, white, and blue.
Psychers.
No, black,
you have
white,
a Psycher
and blue.
deck.
No, Esper.
What the fuck's an Esper?
They're registered.
Esper is the shard. Esper is the shard of Alara that contains the mana values of black, white, and blue.
Right.
Oh,
that is not a 40K term.
And no, that's a Magic the Gathering term.
The thing is that
Esper is the Imperium deck. I just said it's the Imperium deck.
The thing is that Esper in conventional language is a term used for psychic potential.
Which is why
right. So it's like Psyker, right?
No, Esper and Bant, or Esper, Bant, Jund, Naya, and Grixis are the 5 shards of Alara, which contort to the 5 ally 3-color combinations in the Magic Color Pie. So any 3 colors that are next to each other on the circle of a Magic card on the back make up a shard, and they all have an individual name. The black, white, blue shard, which is white, blue, black, is known as Esper because it values information, it values death and life. So
they've added way too much stuff to this game. That's why I don't play it anymore.
They really have.
But these are just terminology. Like they have.
How's the packing going, by the way?
It's getting there. I've eliminated most of the excess from my collection. I filled up 2 of those fucking card houses finally.
Holy shit! I zoned out when you guys started this conversation so bad. I just time traveled. Holy shit!
God damn it! You fuck.
So
I'm so
now
glad.
I'm just trying to figure out how to get some.
I'm so glad that
Now I'm
wasn't
just
on
trying to figure
camera.
out how to
People would be
get-
fucking disgusted. And I'm still gonna
Yeah.
drink it.
Did you just vomit on yourself?
No, I was in the middle of taking a drink, and everything I just drank came back out in my cup. I'm still gonna drink it, but you know.
Oh, nice.
But it's like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
Your germs are your germs.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But no, I still need to find some bulk rares to finish off the package. But but yeah,
Matter of point.
no, I don't know. I think I'm pretty much, as far as the set goes, I'm probably gonna buy like one box of it just to have some. But anything that I actually want out of it, I'll either proxy or buy individually, just because I can't really support the idea of printing something at twice the retail markup just because it's licensed product. Like, it's the same reason that I can't justify buying secret layers.
I don't think anyone supports it. I just think they fucking do it because they can get away with it. Watsy is really playing his hand.
I mean, we buy it.
Lately. I mean, I'm not. You did. I'm just inheriting. Watsy.
No, I
is more
mean,
or less...
I bought enough of.
Right.
I bought enough of the Phyrexia shit that I'm actually starting to run into rares that I have more than 4 of and shit.
Right. But I actually am at this point where it's like Watsy has more or less talked themselves out of my money. I'm sure they cry all the way to the bank about it, but it's true.
Well, they've lost a lot of the steam and magic as well, and I think if they didn't have as much support for Commander coming out as they do,
Yeah,
that they would have screwed the pooch on that as well.
Mm.
All right, what do we want to wrap the show up with this week, Dylan?
What do you got, Larry?
I mean,
do we just want to watch Chris Rock call Will Smith a bitch for 5 minutes?
I mean, that would be a pretty great way to go out on the show. But let me look at what was in the show prep file that we've completely gone off the rails of.
We did. We almost stuck to it.
I mean, I was gonna talk about Shark Side of the Moon, but if Rune wants to watch it, I'll wait for him to watch it.
Well, yeah, this gives me a chance to watch it. I'll probably watch it tonight after show.
Speaking of sharks, is there really going to be a cocaine verse with Cocaine Shark?
That's a discussion. But how about we do the Witcher showrunner talking about how Henry Cavill was really annoying about playing Geralt of Rivia.
I mean, it's even funnier because the same people have, or rather, maybe it was Cavill in response, have come forward to point out that they're doing more off-canon stuff that he fucking warned them about now that he's gone. So they're doubling down on a bad idea by totally driving the product into the ground. I'm just waiting for the author to step in and go, "This is bullshit."
So let me read that from the article. Henry Cavill's a massive fan of video games. He's also a massive fan of the books. When it was announced the video game adaptation of the Witcher TV series would take place, the actor nagged his agents to set up a meeting with Laura Schmidt-Hirsch to lobby for the role of Geralt of Rivia. However, she turned down the agents of the actor for a meeting because she was yet to write the script for the TV series. However, the actor continued to pass the agents for a meeting, and after repeated attempts, the program creator agreed to sit for the meeting. He was really annoying and told the actor that she had to write the script for the show. "I will meet with you. The show is not greenlit. There's nothing. Thank you. Now I have to go write the show." Hirsch wrote the script for the show over the following month and auditioned 206 actors for the lead role. As she continued to work on the script, she realized that Henry Cavill was the right man for the role because he is aware of the source. He was well aware of the source material. During an interview with Vulture, the actor confirmed that he was urging his agents to get the role as he was not going to miss out on the series. "It was something I wasn't going to let pass me by without giving it my best shot. I annoyed my agents all the time. They said they're not ready." So she was annoyed by somebody who was passionate, who wanted to work on her project, who had a name and cachet that would have gotten her money for her production budget, and now they're murdering it.
Yeah, how dare you support me with your interest?
So if I heard that right, she said she was like she liked how passionate at first, how passionate he was.
No, she didn't like it because she was trying to write the script and ruin everything.
Oh, okay. All right. I misheard that part then.
And then, once he got the part, she ended up warming up to him because he was such a good actor that they actually were able to pare down what was said by Geralt from the video games.
Okay.
Because a lot of the stuff that you can do as an actor who's acting is different than what you could do as a video game character, where you have to kind of poke the audience and say, hey, this is a thing that's happening right here.
Right.
Versus an actor who can, just grunt and look in a direction annoyed, and you could feel the pathos of his performance.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the property at all, so.
Yeah, I checked out of this one.
Apparently, it's a ripoff of Elric.
I mean, it always has been.
Yeah.
Well, there are actually two other topics I kind of want to touch on before we get too far gone.
Okay.
Real
your
quick.
name is on the show, so I suppose we should let you do that.
I mean, you could always try and stop me. First being,
look,
technically, I can.
Look, I learned a long time ago you can't stop a seriously interested drunk man from doing anything stupid. So
you could stop me once, Ayrton. I'd rather stop me once.
That's why I'm saving.
So,
by the way, have you ever seen a 80 millimeter? It shoots through schools.
Well, we're going off of YouTube.
I'm sorry. That's a fucking movie reference. I am not responsible for that.
The discussion came up this week, and I think I shared it with you guys about how awful it was in the show Game of Thrones that Brienne was 17 and Jaime was 34 when they hooked up in the show.
I mean, yes, we talk about that. In a show that features casual rape, it was certainly awful that they referenced a currently culturally inappropriate relationship.
Well, I mean, let's also point out, as Church wisely pointed out, that it's like, oh yeah, we sold a 12-year-old to a caveman, a 13-year-old to a caveman.
Yeah, because Daenerys Targaryen was sold at 13 and a virgin to Khal Drogo of the Horse Lords. And he said that if it got him his crown, he would let the entire clan and their horses have sex with her.
And I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear with this. I am a degenerate. Okay?
We know.
I am a slimy, perverted person. But I find the people that are like, oh, I love Khal Drogo and Daenerys together. It's so beautiful. Those people are fucking disgusting.
And Jason Momoa was not comfortable with some of those scenes.
Jason Momoa.
Oh no, I want to be I gotta be very clear here. I know people who are into rape fantasies, and they're actually okay. It's just a weirdness with them, right? No. I know a young woman who said that she didn't like the portrayal of the show compared to the book, because she felt that Khal Drogo and Daenerys was a beautiful thing, that their first sexual encounter was beautiful and full of love. It's like, do you not realize
she cried? She cried the whole time into her,
right,
because he took her like an animal,
right. And I'm sorry, but you just basically said pedophilia is beautiful. What the fuck is wrong with you?
A lot.
Yeah, really.
Also, let's talk about how the fact that we all wish to get a Tom Bombadil movie.
No,
they're going to do
we
one
don't.
with James Corden.
No, I fucking don't.
I'm going to hang myself if it comes to be.
All right, I'm gonna say things that are unpopular, Church, but if you'll hear me out, you'll understand where I'm coming from. All right.
Okay.
I don't care about Tom Bombadil. I don't like Tom Bombadil. I don't think Tom Bombadil is a great addition to the Lord of the Rings, because you know what? I think that Tolkien was a shit author. I think he meandered and he wrote a bunch of garbage that probably could have been cut and didn't care because he was a fancy college professor and he had the free time to do it. And he was basically self-published.
Okay, boys, go ahead and take the shot.
Right. But here's the thing. Tom Bombadil
Operation Put the Dog Out of His Misery is a go.
But here's the thing. Tom Bombadil has his fans. High Church. They're allowed to like it. They're also allowed to not have to be forced to watch it get fucking ruined. This can only be bad. It was smart of fucking what's his name for the Lord of the Rings trilogy to leave Bombadil out, because they knew if they included it, they would have fucked it up.
Well, his characters.
Look, Rune. Here's my question: if we get Tom Bombadil not getting his own movie, what are we going to do with the blackmail file that James Corden has on Warner Brothers executives?
Here's an idea. Maybe we shouldn't fucking reward blackmail.
322 shots to the back of the head and then leave him in an empty subway car.
Cornfield.
Look.
Okay. Look.
Hollywood wouldn't be Hollywood without blackmail.
All right. It's like this. Sock, potato, whap, brain damage, pickup truck, cornfield, 2 in the back of the head. Done.
I mean, he's an actor. He wouldn't notice the brain damage.
Well, yeah, but that's why you get him while he's asleep.
See, I just think Tom Bombadil
damage.
I just want to know how you could possibly make an entire movie out of a character that's
you can't
in like half of a chapter.
No,
you can't
in Lord of the Rings.
Not a movie,
in like one.
Not a movie, a musical.
It has nothing to do. That's the thing. None of these things we're going to talk about all night have anything to do with the health or the ideal use of the material. It has nothing to do with this good for Lord of the Rings.
It's classic consume product and get excited for next product.
Right.
Yeah, and again, who did I suggest? I think I said Johnny Vegas would be, if they wanted to make a movie out of Tom Bombadil, he would probably be more entertaining. I don't know if you guys know who Johnny Vegas is. If you don't, go look him up. He's hilarious.
I mean, realistically, anything is more entertaining than James Corden.
Yeah, true. I mean, Church's whiskey shits he's going to have tomorrow morning are probably going to be more entertaining.
Johnny Vegas's season on Taskmaster was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, isn't it?
I mean, Church, just how bad is your colon going to be punishing you for all the booze you were drinking tonight?
I'm a professional. I won't even notice. The trick is to
Hey, Church. Church. Yeah. Well, I'm sure you still have a minute. I think I do have the best quote to end on. My friend Wolfgar, in response to a post talking about the Oscars, said, "Oh, that's tonight? Well, I'm busy watching MST3K on Pluto TV."
Nice. Oh, speaking of mutual acquaintances, did you see the stream I was on where I was playing Burning Wheel?
I did not. I did not have a chance to watch that yet.
I was doing it with your boy, T-shirt Historian was on that.
Yeah, he's a halfway decent guy.
Yeah. And I warned everybody about Burning Wheel in that live stream. I warned them before it started on how brutal it was, and we almost had somebody get murked in the first encounter, in the first round of the first encounter.
I was gonna say, how quickly did it fly off the rails?
Luckily, Grimm is a good DM. He knew how to get it back in there, but the rules almost murked a player in the first round of combat because a wolf nearly killed him in one bite. And none of us had medical abilities.
Right. Of course, nobody thought to just have a med kit and know how to use it.
Well, no. This is medieval times. There wasn't med kit.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, anyone could have been prepared, and no one was.
No one had a bucket of leeches?
Even I, who know better, do that consistently, where I'm just like, oh, right, medical is a thing. Shit.
Well, no. These were pre-gens. So, like, none of us were pre-gen for medical. And again, I stress this. I warned everybody, this is how combat can be in this system.
Yep.
Fucking nerds. Oh.
I think we need to highlight this comment.
What's that?
Which comment?
Rune, you suck, you jackass.
Thanks, Dillard. It's nice to hear from you again. I
join us.
Appreciate that I will get to be on your show again at some point.
Join us next week when it'll be. Join us next week when it'll be me, Ayrton, Dillard, and Larry discussing.
Well, no, because next week I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, remember?
What?
That's right. I'm going to be in Michigan.
Yeah,
you're going to have to broadcast
about this.
No. I'm going to be playing a game during the broadcast time.
What game?
I can even pull up the game
that thing you were talking about last night?
Oh no, we can do the show on Saturday to accommodate you, sir.
Well, no. I'm also going to be busy during the slot on Saturday.
He's going to a game. He's going to be gaming the entire time he's up here.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple blocks of time.
The guy that brings all the content to the show is not going to be here. So.
Oh no! I'm still going to forward you stuff from Twitter.
Yeah, he's got all week to send us garbage.
Yeah, but I'm still not going to look at it.
Which means Eric and I are going to have to look at it, which is what we do.
Yeah, I do look at it and I try and remember. I just forget by the time we get to the actual show Ayrton, day.
Church just uninvited me from the show, so I guess you're on your own. Because I wasn't supposed to notice.
No, Rune.
Dillard's going to have to carry the show on his back.
No, Rune, just change your name and your icon to Dillard. Church won't notice.
Yeah, I'll never notice. Larry's not going to be here, so I'm obviously going to be drunk before we start the show next week.
I would love to do that, but unfortunately, I cannot replicate Dillard's deep, sonorous Latin voice.
That's okay. Church won't notice.
I won't.
I might have to. I might have to remember to do that. It's a joke.
Anyway, with that, Ayrton, get us the fuck out of here.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Anybody else?